Space Jelly here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Robin King. I'm going to start off with the part of the Build-A-Figure Darkfather wave. So we're going to do a scaling. Just got to slip my ruler down here into... He stands at 6.5 inches. That's what it looks like in real life. It might not show up the same on camera. Which will make him to the top of his head 15.5 centimeters. To the top of the sticks on his crown maybe 17 centimeters. So he is supposed to be a shorter character, so it makes sense that he's shorter. He's supposed to be a kid. Let's do some scaling and comparison. We're going to start off with this. This is the only Batman Who Laughs I have on me right now. I think he's appropriately tall. Maybe the Robin King could be a little bit shorter. I have the Infected Superman, or Superman the Infected. Just gotta make him stand up properly. He's a little bit tall. Superman's a little bit short, not sure. I have this Duke Thomas figure. He's pretty tall. I have this Lobo figure. Lobo's pretty tall. And the DC Multiverse Nightfall Azrael Batman. He's pretty tall. So I think the scaling is okay. Maybe he's a little bit tall, but I don't know. I think he's good enough. He's supposed to be a 7-inch scale figure, so. With accessories, he comes with this trigger finger hand, which makes no sense. He comes with this fist hand, which is good. But I prefer 2 fist hands. Comes with his display stand, which you're going to need because his legs are all wonky. We'll talk about that in the articulation. And he comes with this card. And you can read the bio here. So, with aesthetics, we're going to talk about it. He has paint. He has more paint on him than usual. As you can see, he has purple highlights on his, I think it's feathers. It's green with purple highlights that are dry brushed on there. That's pretty good. He has like a chainmail thing on his head. That's dry brushed, so that looks pretty good. His Robin logo is a little bit off. The zipper or the buttons and stuff are painted pretty nicely though. The belt is okay, but the red is kind of off center. And I think that the belt is supposed to look a bit different than this. I don't think it's just supposed to be a normal Robin belt. Not really much paint elsewhere. The sculpting is pretty good, as you can see. He has texture all over him. The gloves look pretty cool. Feathers look nice. The head sculpt is pretty good. Looks like the source material. So yeah, the aesthetics on this figure are not too bad. Except for that, we'll talk about that. His boots are really big, and I don't think they're supposed to be. I just think that he's supposed to have like kid legs. I don't think he's supposed to have these giant boots on. I know he has on boots, but not giant ones. And his hands are a little big, but I think it's supposed to look like that. I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with the source material. His cape has nice texture on it. Looks pretty good. So yeah, the aesthetics are okay. He has a few proportioning issues, but the texturing and the paint is decent. So I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. maybe 7. Not looking at it, I think he has like more of a 7 out of 10. The colors are nice. So let's go on to the articulation, which is not the best. He can look up, barely. He can look down, barely. He can tilt his head a little bit, so that's okay. But overall, not really a lot of head movement. You can rotate it, so that's something. He has shoulders that move forward. They move back. That's okay. Shoulders go out horizontal, I think, if you crank on it. If you crank on it, you'll see this happening, so I don't know if I would do that if I were you. The elbow bends slightly better than 90 degrees, but there are some issues. As you can see, he has a big gap in his elbow, and the plastic is very thin there. Not the best look. And it's also very flimsy, so maybe don't bend his elbows. Wrists are on ball hinges, so that's good. He has a good amount of range there, and they don't look too crazy. I don't think he has anything in his torso, except for that. I guess he can crunch forward. Maybe he has a skeleton underneath the soft plastic. He can arc back. Okay, so I take it back. He does have some articulation in his torso, but it's not visible. That's okay, I you can't really lean forward like usual, but you can lean back. Alright. I don't think he can really rotate. Not really. I mean, you can do that on the legs, but I wouldn't do that because the legs pop off super easily because they're on ball pegs, which is new for McFarlane, or was new whenever this figure came out. Usually his figures have hinges on their legs, but these ones don't. He kicks up that far. If you crank on it, he kicks back pretty far. He kind of has rotation up there, kind of goes out, but they're really loose. So that's why he's pretty hard to stand up. Yeah, you can see there. And the skirt doesn't help either. Same story with the elbows on his knees. A single joint, proportioning's all off. And it doesn't really get good range. Rotation at the shin. Ankles move up that far, go down that far. Ankle rocker, that's okay. And a crazy toe joint on his boot. So, yeah, not the best articulated figure, but I think that the aesthetics are okay enough for if you like the character, he'll be good enough. So if you really wanted a Robin King, this should be a good enough figure for you, since he does look enough like the source material, and he does have enough paint on him, so I think he's decent, but he does have a lot of shortcomings, especially with no accessories for his gripping hand to hold, and just the stand and a fist beside that. He could have came with a throne, which would have been cool. He could have came with a bunch of other things, but I did get him on a discount. I got the entire wave on discount for $50. So if you divide that 4 ways between all the figures, I think that's reasonable. A reasonable enough price for this figure. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing if you did. All feedback is welcome. Make sure to check out the Patreon. We're still setting that up if you want to check it out. And also check out our tipping service that we have in our bio. You have to go to the YouTube bio to check that out. So yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.